Hello everyone, hope you're well. It has been 200 days since I last ate meat, and I thought I would do a video about it because that is a milestone that I just didn't expect to ever meet. It wasn't something that I was aiming for, it's not something that I intended to do. I didn't challenge myself to reach that. I just one day decided to stop eating meat completely out of the blue, and here we are 200 days later. I know that because I wrote down 16th of January thinking, I wonder how long it can go once it... I think I was about a week in and I thought, right, I know it's been a week, let's see how long I can go from here. But when I decided it was just, yeah, go on then. I was actually, as I've mentioned before, I gave up fish and chicken thinking that was enough. And then I just never really got round to eating anything else other than vegetarian stuff. So yeah, 200 days in, that's just over 6 months. I can't believe it. I made a little note of just all the different bits that I've found about it. I mean, the bit about it being easy feels like a very me-centric reason, because obviously I live in a life where my wife hasn't eaten meat since she was 9, and I've got used to eating corn and things like that, as an aside. So, you know, the kids might have chicken while we would have corn, and that wasn't an intentional thing on my part. It was easier if Claire bought it. But I've just got used to eating all those things. So the shift wasn't that dramatic. I still ate meat most of the week. I ate meat every day at work. You know, I ate meat whenever I went out. You know, if I'd have a fry up, I'd love it. I'd like a steak, that kind of thing. But I didn't really, it was easy for me because I didn't really care about bacon. I didn't really like pork chops. I ate a lot of steaks when I had the money to do so. I liked steaks, I liked sausages. You know, I liked the odd bit of chicken. I liked eating fish and chips. I liked burgers. But what I found is I don't really miss any of those things because most of them were so unhealthy that I don't miss the guilt I had after I ate them anyway. Like, I'd always feel like I was really fat for eating anything unhealthy. Pizzas I thought would be bothering me, but I really love a cheese pizza, so that's all been good. Claire keeps finding these really nice vegetarian ones out and about in Tesco's and whatnot, so it's not been too bad. Excuse me, I'm steaming up a little bit, it's really hot. I've had to shut all the windows because somebody's grinding metal in the garden and my cheeks keep steaming up the bottom of my glasses. So yeah, I thought I'd go through the winners and losers of it all, really. I made one mistake in the entire time that I've been doing this, and I've mentioned it before. Burnt my finger while breaking up a fish finger for Ben. Stuck my finger in my mouth and then spat out what I think was fish. But I didn't swallow it. It wasn't intentional. It was pure. That's like the closest I've come to consuming any kind of meat in that time. But what I found is, I don't think I could have done it without help from some of the companies that just happen to have kind of started off their own vegetarian campaigns, like Greggs for a start, were the great ones who did their vegan sausage roll. They made a big deal about the fact that they brought out this vegan sausage roll. Everyone went nuts for it, and essentially that happened about a week into me stopping eating meat, maybe even at the same time. And what it meant was, every time we went out, we'd stop at Greggs and I'd go, yeah, I'll have one of those sausage rolls, and they were brilliant. So I started craving them because they were so nice, and we carried on from there. I also found that the Harvester, when I went out with work, they had just started their own vegan burgers, so it meant I could still get the same burger I was always getting. The meat itself was just plant-based meat instead. It tastes pretty much the same. It was the same texture. It has the same sauces on it. So I mean, what I find is I wasn't really buying beef for the texture and the taste. I was buying it for the sauce on top of it. It was a vessel for consuming barbecue sauce, and the fact that I've replaced that with something else means it's no different. I got very lucky in that I just went to the Co-op for some reason, and they happened to do vegetarian and vegan meal deals, and they swap it up quite a lot. So I started going on a bit of a journey of trying their new sandwiches all the time. They haven't updated them for a little while, but what I was finding was they do like a smoked cheddar and tomato one. They did one that was in tomato bread. They did one that was like coronation chicken, but it was chickpeas. It was coronation chickpeas instead. That was nice. There's a falafel and hummus wrap, all these really cool things, and their side orders keep changing. So there'll be like beans in soy sauce, there'll be falafel and hummus that you dip the falafel into the hummus, they'll have bread and hummus, they'll have eggs that you dip into mustard sauce, all these random things that aren't meat that I think are cool. So those three companies on their own have helped me cover going out with the family for dinner, helped me cover, you know, eating as I go, and, you know, my lunch at work. Claire also discovered the Vivera 100% plant-based meat substitute that was like these really awesome steaks. They do a pulled pork. She made me these really awesome kebabs the other day. I was having a look on their site, and annoyingly, I don't know why. Well, I know why supermarkets do it, but I don't know why companies do it. they've let like Waitrose have exclusive rights to some of the stuff they do, and then Tesco's only get 2 things and Sainsbury's only get so many and whatever. So it's frustrating looking down their list thinking all these things are for sale in Waitrose that I don't go to, that I can't get. But it's awesome to know there's more stuff I can try out there, which is, going to be good. The downside for me, I wrote a little list of people that I'm unhappy with, not to go off on a mad rant, but I tell you what, Tesco's do not make it easy for vegetarians to have food at their shop. Meal deals especially, I mean. The only meal deal a vegan... Actually, I was going to say the only meal deal a vegan could have would be their hummus and falafel wraps, but for some reason they put palm oil in them and other stuff that vegans wouldn't eat, so it only says vegetarian friendly on it. I'm not a vegan, so I can eat it, but I do feel a little bit bad thinking every time I have this an orangutan's basically being destroyed or whatever. Again, I'm not getting preachy with that, because I know palm oil has got this big vicious thing to it that people hate, I can't help it. I'll have it, and I'll openly admit I do have it most days. It's probably my favourite wrap of all the options, but I really wish they'd find a way to get rid of that option. And I did have a quick look, and I do claim that it's ethically sourced, but other people have claimed there is no such thing, so I don't know where to sit on that. I guess if you go down any kind of rabbit hole, you'll find you're never going to be right, and that's a topic for another vlog. But Tesco's, if they run out of them, have nothing but maybe a cheese sandwich if I'm lucky. They have cheese and pickle, and then they have them, and there is nothing in between. I don't know what Tesco's having for chickens, but everything they sell is chickens. Chicken. It's like they must just own the biggest chicken farm or something, I don't know. But they don't do much of anything else, and I really wish they did, because if I go there and I don't have it, I then spend the next 2 weeks going to Co-op out of just sheer, I'm not coming back to you because you let me down once, and then after a while I might nip there because I'm feeling a bit skint, because theirs is like 50p cheaper than the Co-op. But I just can't believe they haven't seen it. The Co-op have just looked at it and thought, well, if we cycle these, that they constantly sell out. I go in there, I have to get in there early or there's no sandwiches, and then they restock them. So sometimes I go, that's why I end up at Tesco's if I get there too late. But Co-op have obviously realised that there is a market for them, and they sell out really quick. Whereas Tesco, I just don't understand. They do like a feta cheese and pasta meal, but that's not vegan friendly, so vegans are still screwed in there. But no, I'm happy with that as well. I'll eat that. So Tesco's are kind of on my they need to do better list. McDonald's as well. Considering they're the biggest fast food chain in the country, their vegetarian food is horrible. It tastes disgusting. They really, really, really need to do better. I can't believe that my wife has been eating that. Every time we went to McDonald's as a family and I was getting a burger, and I was getting whatever big burger they could stick more and more things into, she was always going for the spicy vegetarian wrap or the vegetarian burger. And they are vile. They are so disgusting. And even she was like, yeah, I don't like them. And I'm like, why were you eating them? Don't support it. Don't give them money. But she was just going with it because it helped us. And I'm not about that. I don't compromise. I'm not compromising because my family want to eat somewhere. I need to be happy. That's a bit selfish, but it's true. And she should be the same. I said to her, I would never have made you eat this disgusting crap if you had told me it was vile. Annoyingly, my local chip shop, which is the best chip shop in Lincolnshire and wins awards left, right and centre, are the exact same. They do the exact same burgers, and they're horrible. And it's really frustrating to know that your chippy, you can have chips in there, fine, but anything else is off the menu. I've asked them a few times now to come up with some alternative, but they're not that interested, which is a shame. But again, this isn't me being militant or ranty. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just noting these little holes in the kind of the system that I'm like, oh, it'd be a shame. It's a shame that they've not fixed that really in this day and age. But it's cool that things are going. I haven't tried it yet, but Burger King do a what's it called? The cheese. I've forgotten the name of it. It's the rubbery cheese, the halloumi burger that I want to go and try because that sounds awesome. I'm hoping that really takes off, and then McDonald's come in late. I know they do salads, but their salads are horrible as well because they're all flavourless vegetables. But no, I'm excited that I can opt to go to Greggs instead. I can opt to go to the Co-op. Lots of other places do stuff, and I'm really hoping that some of you will give me tips and suggestions for stuff to eat. I do have some worries about it so far. So the good thing is I've lost weight, not loads of weight, but I'm losing weight on it as I go. Every time I weigh myself, it's gone down slightly. It had plateaued for about a month, but I weighed myself again and I'd lost a bit of weight. So that's great. But for Claire, giving up fish and giving up, because she wasn't fully vegetarian, she still ate fish, giving that up, she suddenly got really low iron and is on really extreme iron tablets. Her iron wasn't even this low when she was pregnant, but now suddenly she's on like 600 milligrams of iron a day. She has to take that several times a day or something. And she was getting like palpitations, her muscles were aching and all sorts. So I'm a little bit worried that that wasn't the right thing for her. And I did say to her, don't feel you have to carry on my part. I'm not going to eat fish if you start eating fish. But, you know, which would be really ironic if she becomes the fish eater and I become the vegetarian. But yeah, I'm sort of worried that that's happened to her and it might also happen to me. I don't want to start getting, you know, low iron and feeling rough. I'm also concerned that for some reason when I have milk now, every now and again, I have milk in tea and it's all fine. But if I have something that's got cream in it, I start feeling a little bit unwell. And I'm like, is that because I've stopped eating as much dairy in stuff? Like, I don't know, maybe lots of stuff I was eating had it in. I've just noticed it lately, it's starting to make me feel unwell. And I'm like, maybe I need to replace that. I feel like I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of trying to become super vegan. I mentioned about the palm oil and all that kind of thing. And I feel like it is the right thing to do, don't get me wrong. Like the positive thing to do would be to start finding ways to cut back on these things. And I kind of do it. If I see the word vegan written on some meal and there's 2 meals I'm choosing between, I'll go for that one thinking that's the nice one to go for. But no, I do worry that if I go down these sorts of rabbit holes further, that's going to start causing these problems where I'll never be able to have milk and things. Because I don't know what it was. It just, I had some coleslaw and suddenly I felt like I was just going to be sick and it made me feel really, really rough. And I thought it was the coleslaw the first time. But then I had something else with cream in it, felt ill. And it's like every now and again I'll just have something. I'm like, oh my God, I feel really, really sick. And then I feel fine after a minute or so. So it's very bizarre. My last question was, will I stick to it? And I think the obvious answer is yes, I definitely will. I don't see any way back. I don't see me suddenly going, right, I'm going to have a steak, right, I'm going to have a burger, right, I'm going to have a fish finger or a sausage or whatever. None of those things appeal to me enough. Like, I'm just not craving them. I'm not interested in them. I'm not going out of my way. I think it'd have to be a pretty severe scenario where I was just absolutely passing out from hunger. And that's never happened so far in my life. So I just don't see it happening now. I worry about Claire a little bit and the health bits of her. I don't think that's going to happen to me. But I'm a little bit like, maybe she'll have to go back and eat that sort of thing if she feels she can't keep taking tablets. But we had a little chat about it. She said she wouldn't. So yeah, that's her choice. I'm not going to put anything on her. I wouldn't put the kids into doing it. I think if they wanted to, then obviously we can help them later on. But they're too young for that now, really, I think. And I don't know, Emily maybe if she really wanted to, but we're not even suggesting it. We're not pushing it. We're not suggesting it. We're not trying to hold them to anything. Sorry, glass is steaming up again. But yeah, I can't believe it. 200 days, and I guess that past New Year I'll be at a year, and I'll do a catch up then if anything's changed. I don't know what Christmas dinner will be like when I'm not eating turkey. I guess I'll be enjoying whatever Claire has, but yeah, it's really bizarre thinking that we're at this point. And yeah, here we are, we're done. I'm going to wrap up because I'm dying of heat. That idiot is still grinding metal outside in the garden. Claire's messaged me saying, can she come home? Because she's been out an hour and I've been trying to record this in dribs and drabs and it's so hot. Any questions, let me know. Any suggestions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Cheers.